Historic uncertainty is now entering the market. Today we'll break it down for you to get into a full detail. A lot happening out there. I do want to thank our sponsor, and that is Tangem. This is where you guys can get into self-custody. If you're brand new to crypto, this is one of the things you should have on your checklist to do, and that is to get some of your tokens, if not all, off of exchanges and onto self-custody. You can do it by just using our link down below. Get into Tangem. It's your secure crypto and hardware wallet. It works like a little credit card with your phone. This is definitely one of the best wallets out there. It's very easy to set up. I would say this is a true statement right there that you can do it in 3 minutes and you're up and running on self-custody without the worry of seed phrases and all those kind of things. This is the way to go, guys, so check it out. Let's go over to a couple of points I want to lead off with. One of the things, of course, is this right here, and that is the world is breaking, and the reason is we're seeing the highest level of uncertainty in history. This is passing COVID, the global financial crisis, and even the dot-com bubble. And if you remember, even the dot-bomb era, the uncertainty acceleration that we saw back down here in the 2000s was, at that time, historic. Obviously, COVID, of course, I think was one of the ones that trumped on that. But now what we're seeing with the instability around the world, we are at levels never reported before. Now, this, of course, is wreaking havoc on traditional markets, and it's also wreaking havoc on risk markets. And if you look at where we are right now on the crypto fear and greed, you can kind of see we're setting it around 13. But man, we are in that red zone, and we are just not coming out. And this is the point I think a lot of people are asking, are we near the bottom? That's the real question. Are we continuing to see maybe more downtrend as we continue to move forward? Well, one of the things that could be inflicting more harm, of course, is that we've got another big Epstein drop coming this weekend. When you have another Epstein drop, the immediate thing is well, if they're going to drop an Epstein, it means we're going to bomb Iran the next very day. And of course, that is what's playing out over on Polymarket. And that, of course, is U.S. strikes right now playing into this. So I don't know. You guys let me think, or let me know what you guys think in reference to, do you think there's going to be a major issue that is maybe digital asset related in the Epstein files that are coming out on Friday? Let me know what you guys think down below. Let's go over into this, because one of the factors that will save all of this, I think, is going to be the fact that we get Clarity Act passed through the end of April. If that occurs, and you have Brad Garlinghouse on record now saying that he believes this is when it's going to happen, 80% chance. That's a very high level considering the politics that are still being played. And if you look at the poly market on this, here recently we've had a little bit of a spike coming off of what was 55% just yesterday, spiking up here now to 65%. So do people in DC know something here? And have the banks finally come to an agreement of conceding certain things, or at least conceding some of the stablecoin issues that have been placed out there? Or is it the other way around? Has crypto bent the knee to the banks? Let me know what you guys think, because I think this is going to get in very quickly into a way that I think a lot of people may see the market respond much more aggressively as we start to see clarity come through. One key signal that you could kind of see here that clarity is going to go through is they killed the seat requirement over at the CFTC. As you guys remember, that was a sticking point for the Democrats. So Trump saying that he would fill Democratic seats both at the SEC and the CFTC. And if you look at this, mainly to advance the bill, if you look at what he's highlighting here, Trump would agree to fill empty Democratic seats, both CFTC, SEC. Democrats would accept conflict of interest provisions that would take effect only after the next presidential inauguration. So basically the Trump family gets to continue on what they're doing right now, and then at that point, then we would start to see those kind of concessions. Here's the big caveat, though. It would permit the Democratic president, if there is one on the next election, to immediately take control of both agencies. That would be a big deal if we see that kind of involvement both at the CFTC and at the SEC. So risky play here for sure, and very short-term thinking, I think, long run. I don't know if that's going to make a big difference when we see 2028 come around, and whether that will cycle into where digital assets could be at risk, but we'll see. All this could play out in a completely different way once clarity is through, because I think that changes the game dramatically. Here's BlackRock saying that iShares staked Ethereum Trust allocates 18% of its gross staking rewards to BlackRock Fund. And this, of course, is pretty significant. So this means that Larry Fink has a lot to both gain and a lot to lose here if this does not go through. So I think there are many people talking on Wall Street right now with their congressmen and starting to shift the narrative in D.C. around clarity. So anticipate a move possibly very soon. Here, of course, is where the CFTC is taking a little bit more aggressive stance on prediction markets. Take a look.
In response, the CFTC has today filed a friend of the court brief to defend its exclusive jurisdiction over these derivative markets.
If that occurs, of course, we're going to be dealing with the situation right now with the Clarity Act almost having to be passed. So you can, again, get back to the point where Trump is allocating certain seats at the CFTC that, of course, would change all of this. So it's all trickling down to the point where it comes down to one thing, guys, and that's passing the Clarity Act. Other things that you have to kind of consider is the fact that we have IPO season that is struggling. And you can kind of see that with Gemini, of course, now parting ways with the CFO, the COO, and the CLO in a big shakeup. And of course, that was, I think, because of the Gemini maybe lack of performance. Remember, we did not have great IPOs coming in at and during this time. I think now if we get the Clarity Act through, that changes things quite a bit. If we don't, that's a problem. That could end IPO season and start to impact a lot of companies in general. I want to go to a clip here because this is Tom Lee talking about when are we going to see the bottom for Ethereum. Take a look.
Lately we've kind of taken a beating, right? It's one of those phases. It reminds me of summer 2022 where every day you wake up and it's just lower than the day before. When do you reckon this pain stops?
I mean, we should be pretty close because one, I think sentiment is terrible. The price action's been bad. Tom DeMark, who is our advisor on timing, since November, he's been saying Bitcoin would get towards 60 and Ethereum he thinks should bottom. Well, originally 2,400, but he says if it didn't hold there, Ethereum would bottom around 1890. So I think it touched it to the penny. He thinks we just have to undercut it once more, and then that's the low.
All right, so there you have it. Undercutting it once more, that's the low. I don't know. I think a lot of people are comparing now what's going on not only with Ethereum, but also with BMNR. Remember, these two are locked at the hip. Here's a clip where Lee actually breaks this down. Take a look.
We're going to rise and fall with Ethereum. I mean, basically, Bitmine is a stock that's adding Ethereum every week. So if Ethereum goes down, Bitmine stock is not going to go up, but it's going to outperform. Like, for instance, even in 2026, Ethereum's down 32%, Bitmine's down 21%. So Bitmine's outperforming Ethereum. Last year, from June 30 to the end of the year, Bitmine was created on June 30th. Ethereum was up 22%. Bitmine was up 500. So Bitmine is outperforming Ethereum.
One of the reasons is this right here. Will Bitmine announce that it holds more ETH before 2027, and they're talking about 5 million, 7 million, 9 million, 90% pointing at 5 million ETH. So they are on their way right now to getting to that 5% of ETH, and that is a big factor. That's reachable, especially at the rate in which they are raising capital to be able to do this. One note that you have to look at is where they are on their goal. They're at 72% of owning 5% of ETH right now, and if you look at this, their track is really built around acquiring and raising capital. They're going to hit this number. It is going to happen. I want to play a clip here because this is Tom Lee talking about where and how they can see the bottom. Take a look.
One, we have no leverage. We've been keeping a big cash position. It's like around 600 million. And we're basically earning money every day. The staking rewards plus the interest on the cash is about $1 million a day.
Was it a couple of days ago you had about $50 million in ETH?
We're buying like 40, 50,000 a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Every week.
Yeah. And the cash balance is growing. So we could be buying a lot more Ethereum if we wanted. We are in a maximum flexibility position. Like, so if Ethereum has a big decline, which I don't expect, so because I think we're close to the bottom, but if Ethereum had a big decline, we could, put $600 million to work that day. Right. And then we could help set the bottom.
So you said a couple of things there to pay really close attention to. One, of course, is that they're still raising capital to do this. You look at their most recent purchase also, is right at that, what he was talking about with Farouk there was 40 to 50,000 a week, and they're willing to back the truck up if we do see a dip below. So here's the trigger that you want to watch for. Watch for 100,000 in purchase on ETH alone. If we see that a couple of times, that tells us that we have close to a bottom in for Ethereum, at least based on if you understand what Tom Lee is trying to do. And I think right now they are the leading advocate when it comes to ETH in general, and definitely a market dictator. Here is him, of course, talking about ETH has the ultimate product market fit for 3 different major trends. Those trends I would agree with. Wall Street definitely is rebuilding the financial system. We've already seen that, and that's everything from blockchain speed around stablecoin to advancements on what we're going to see on tokenized treasuries. AI and future agentic AI, that I think is going to happen for payments. ETH will be the winner there. And then the creator economy. How that plays in to the future is still a little bit more blurry, but it does tie into a lot of what the partnership is with BMNR and what's going on with, of course, Jimmy at Mr. Beast. And where that might go, who knows, could be a major factor here. Again, another big opportunity here. Further into things, you have to look at other indicators here that are causing a little bit of uncertainty in the market. Well, here you have World Liberty Forum happening literally just 17 hours now. And what I don't understand is this right here, that they're actually bringing in Nicki Minaj. Now, no matter what side you're on, I think bipartisan, everybody is for the idea of passing clarity. But what you're doing here is you're almost bringing crypto into a partisan situation where it puts a lot of pressure, I think, in general, especially when you look at what's happening in DC right now, where we're trying to get to a phase of everybody wins if we get this through. This, of course, kind of just adds some fuel to the fire that I don't think needs to be done right now. And that is the mistake I think that, unfortunately, World LibertyFi is doing. Let's get into one more thing I want to hit on, and of course, that is DTCC. They are talking about one thing right now, and that is interoperability, which is a non-negotiable. So what that tells me is that no single blockchain can power global markets. So we're going to see multiples start to play into that. So pay attention for those of you out there considering the Canton Network and others. There will be multiple winners here, so be aware of that. All right, one more point that could be that we are nearing the bottom is right here, and that is that whales are continuing to push harder as we see Jane Street actually acquiring more shares. This, of course, will continue to push, I think, Wall Street into the main street of where we're going on the crypto markets and risk. The last thing you got to look at is the injection by the Fed. Another couple of assets right there moving in, $16 billion into the economy this week alone. This is still soft QE if you want to think about it, but the point is it's still moving in for whatever reason. This, of course, is saying that they're going to do this to get Treasury bill purchases and put money and liquidity into the money market. So interesting things. We're going to see a lot happening. I anticipate any minute now where we're going to see clarity drop. And when it does, we'll definitely get back with you. If you like this video, hit like and subscribe, drop a comment down below, and also join our free private member group. The link is in the description.